And what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV today. And today we are bringing the hammer down on the Riott Squad. Let's do this. Alright, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Nick Nightmare, welcoming you to the debut edition of our new show, Bringing the Hammer Down, where we pretty much zero in on whatever it is that's pissing me off or some of the things that I do not like that is going on in the world of professional wrestling, most importantly and most specifically in the world of the WWE. And today we are targeting in on the Riott Squad. Well, why the Riott Squad, you might ask? Well, I have some very good answers for you because I always kind of enjoyed the Riott Squad. I like what they present, what they could be, and I'm here to show you how we can turn them from what they are to what they definitely can become. And I have brought us all here today to focus in on 5 quick fixes that we can do to the Riott Squad to maybe make the Riott Squad awesome for the first time since coming to the main roster. The Riott Squad made their debut on the November 21st episode of SmackDown Live in 2017 and was immediately disregarded and dismissed by fans as a second-rate copy of Absolution, who debuted just 24 hours earlier on Monday Night Raw in almost the exact same fashion. Both teams were led by a raven-haired gothic girl and consisted of a blonde bombshell and a tough, rugged brunette. The main difference between the two being Paige, who was not only a former champion, but a well-established star with an already huge following, giving her group some credibility and a slight edge in popularity. Whereas Ruby and the Riott Squad were a group of virtual unknowns with the exception of a few hardcore NXT fans and were going to fail to get over because of this one mistake alone. Since then, whether on Raw or SmackDown Live, the Riott Squad has been stuck in multi-woman match purgatory with tag match after tag match after tag match after tag match being shoved into our eyeballs no matter how much we refuse. So the Riott Squad was just another in a long list of poorly executed but well-intentioned ideas from WWE Creative, and they are not beyond repair. So here are the 5 things that the WWE must do to try to save the Riott Squad. Who is Sarah Logan, really? Sarah Logan showed promise in NXT and the 2017 Mae Young Classic, but since being part of the Riott Squad, she has done very little to distinguish herself as different or unique from any of the other girls. There was that one time she came out dressed up as Leatherface at Evolution, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how the WWE has claimed Sarah Logan was a down-home country farmer's daughter, a wilderness-loving mountain woman, and most recently a descendant of Viking warriors. But unless it's actually true that Sarah Logan is from a Viking family who left their seafaring roots for life in the mountains to become farmers, the WWE needs to drop this 1980s-style gimmicky backstory and just let Sarah Logan be Sarah Logan. Only then perhaps the WWE Universe would embrace her as a true performer. All she has to do is be herself, ramp the volume to number 11, and everything will fall into place. Time to get serious. The portrayal of the Riott Squad's backstage acts of riotousness come off as forced and often juvenile. The silliness of it all makes you refuse to take them seriously, just like with the Jim Neidhart picture on a table shtick. But if they quit being playfully bad and silly and present a more calculated, goal-oriented, mature, take-no-prisoners version of the group, it would start to force people to take them more seriously from now on. Change that music. The Riott Squad's entrance music is one of the worst songs of the modern era's catalog of wrestling theme songs. Its upbeat, happy, high school punk rock style doesn't fit anyone, not even punk princess Ruby herself. Its vibe is all wrong and doesn't help the overall packaging of the group. They need a new song. Personally, I would go as far as to give Ruby her own theme song and have the group song be a remix of that somehow. Something similar to what they did for Nikki Cross and Sanity. And this idea would work nicely when considering our next entry on this list of how we can fix the Riott Squad. Divide and conquer. You don't have to disband the group to have its members embrace their own separate paths. With the coming of the women's tag team titles, now more than ever is a perfect time to have Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan come together as a unit. The women's tag team division needs all the teams they can get, and Logan and Morgan have a natural chemistry. They have a long-standing history with this Riott Squad now, and are seemingly true friends behind the scenes. They don't need to use the Freebird rule like the New Day and have all three members of the Riott Squad just mix and match week in and week out. They just need to solidify themselves as a badass duo and be a force in the women's tag team division as a legit team for years to come, leaving Ruby Riott free to do other things, which brings us to the number one thing they could do to fix this team altogether. Push Ruby Riott. Much like her minions, Ruby debuted in NXT and did not stay there quite long enough to fully develop into something interesting. But she proved to be the one shining beacon of light in this group that actually had the skill and talent to be a top star. In the rare chance she gets a high-profile singles match, Ruby has always delivered, win or lose. She's believably tough and has a great deal of charisma. A solid singles push can put her at the top of any division on either show. Ruby can do this all while being the leader of the Riott Squad. Couple that with Logan and Morgan's Tag Team Championship push, this places them all on a trajectory towards main event and championship matches. This could also possibly have us see a day when the Riott Squad has all the gold in both respective women's divisions, and it would be the first all-female faction to ever do so. Now that's a reason to start a riot, if you ask me. And there you have it, everybody. That is my love letter, for lack of a better term, to the Riott Squad. Much like a lot of the talent on the WWE right now, I don't blame the people themselves. These are all human beings with feelings and emotions, and I'm not trying to come down on them personally in any way. It's the way the WWE chooses to use some of the most talented people you will ever see in your life at the sport of professional wrestling that just makes you absolutely sick. They promised us a new era. Here we are in 2019, and every time we see the Riott Squad, it's in a 6-person match. Or they're always playing the numbers game, and they're always getting involved and using trickery to win their matches, and more often than not, they're not getting any real qualified wins. They're not putting these girls over to the best of their ability. And I think my final two ideas in that list are the best ideas that could absolutely fix the Riott Squad. If you split Ruby and Morgan and Logan up on different paths while still maintaining them as a faction, it's going to do wonders for that packaging. And like I said, if one day we see Ruby Riott seriously pushed singles-wise towards the WWE Women's Championship, whether it be on Raw or SmackDown, and then Liv and Sarah are on this very serious, very determined path to the Women's Tag Team Championships, and they all come out victorious, you have a history-making moment. You have a reason for people to now start to take the Riott Squad seriously, start to see them as viable contenders, and it all begins with these things that need to be done. Maybe we could be a little bit forgiving of the music. All they really have to do is kind of tweak it up, and I still think it will be better to give Ruby her own version of whatever song they want to assign to the Riott Squad. These are some of the key components that can put these girls over and make them come off in an organic and generic manner, and they're worthy of it. I've been hard on Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. You know, I called them both, respectively. Sarah Logan I have referred to as Lady Braun Strowman. She looks like a teeny tiny version of Braun Strowman in female form. And Liv Morgan has been the Smurf blower on this channel for over 2 years, because she's the one that fills in for Smurfette when she needs to take a vacation and the guys need to unload their Smurfberry juice onto somebody, and apparently Liv Morgan is small enough and happy enough to oblige the Smurf village, thanks to her blue tongue constantly being displayed on Monday Night Raw. But the girl does have potential. You cannot knock her after she was literally knocked out on Monday Night Raw in that ridiculous 6-woman on each team match or whatever the hell it was with the Bella Twins, where she was unconscious and then continued in the matchup. Which was not the smartest move by WWE medics to allow that to happen, but the girl did. And that shows toughness. It shows that she does want to be in the ring, and she does get a little bit better every time we see her wrestling. And there is potential in each of these girls, and this is the best way to maximize said potential. And that's my theory. This is what we can do. This is the WWE can do to fix one of the most underappreciated and underutilized factions to ever show face in the modern days of WWE. And I'm sticking to it. Thank you so much for joining me on this debut edition of Bringing the Hammer Down, the all-new show where I'm just going to hammer down on whatever I feel like it. Maybe it's AEW, maybe it's going to be my favorite Royal Rumble matches or things of that nature, probably once or twice a month here on the weekend, and if I can get more out and in a more rapid-fire pace, then I will do that. Don't expect all the bells and whistles and the pictures and the graphics and all this all the time. I will do as best I can to implement that if you guys enjoyed that, and all I need to know now is from you guys if you enjoyed today's show. So hit that thumbs up if you definitely did enjoy what we did here today. Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to leave me some suggestions. What are some of the things that if you guys were holding Thor over here, what would you bring the hammer down on? Maybe I could assist you guys and we could come up with some new ideas for this show as well. Not that I'm short of ideas, but I want to bring you guys in and allow you a little piece of what we got going on here. We are a family, and if there's something you want to hear me hammer down on, feel free to let me know in that comment section down below. Don't forget to share this video all over the wrestling world with all of your wrestling buddies anywhere that you can, so that we can continue to gain subscribers at the rapid rate in which we are continuing to do so. And it all begins with you guys right now. If this is your first time here at Sledgehammer TV, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, because besides bringing the hammer down here on whatever we feel like during the weekends or whatever it is, we are always here Monday and Tuesday night to bring the hammer down on all of the stuff the WWE wants to pass off as professional wrestling, and nobody does it like we do it here. And this is the team. You, of course, are team member number 1, and then there is Thor, the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show and Sledgehammer TV, and his tag team partner, the World Heavyweight Champion of all the microphones in all the world, Mr. Blue the Snowball. I am your host, Nick Nightmare, and this has been Bringing the Hammer Down right here on Sledgehammer TV, and I hope WWE was watching and take all of these things into account, and let's fix the Riott Squad. Thank you for being here, and we will see you next time, and we will definitely see you guys Monday night as we hammer down on Monday Night Raw. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.